I'm starting to sound like a broken record. I get on here every year complaining about how hard it is to make these end of the year lists. And guess what? This year takes a cake. Hence why we're here today, a video solely dedicated to honorable mentions. Number 20 to 11. And to be honest, these 10 movies could easily be somebody's top 10 and you wouldn't even blink an eye. But enough of this talking. Let's get straight to it. And at number 20, I have a film that's actually on a lot of people's list. It's a Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. And let's not mince any words. Comic book movies this year, especially live action comic book movies.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
Yeah, to say the least. But this one right here was special. It's James Gunn fell well to the MCU and the end to his trilogy of the Guardians of the Galaxy, and man, did he go out with a bang. This film is exactly what not only the MCU was missing, but comic book movies as a whole. A film with a soul, purpose, and that actually hits you in the feels, man. All these actors, Chris Pratt, Batista, etc., brought it. They knew it was a farewell tour, but man, I felt like this one was the most personal out of the three films, man, because you get personal feelings from one and two, but here, man, the subject matters that they deal with, they did a fantastic job. And yeah, it really, watching this film really shines light into how terrible of a state MCU and DC comic books as a whole is, because man, this was fantastic. And number 19 is probably the craziest movie I've seen all year, or at least one of them. And yeah, it's Saltburn. Great film. Obviously, it's in my honorable mention, but wild to say the least. Emerald Fennell is back with her lead up to Promising Young Women. I absolutely love this film, so my hopes were high for this one, and it met it to say the least, but it's not in my top 10, so it wasn't all the way there. This film is extremely weird and freaky to say the least. Barry Keoghan, he's been knocking it out the park, man. Every role that he's in, oh my God. In this role, to say the least, man, this is a film that I have to be vague about because I don't think too many people seen it. It's on Amazon right now. But if you're going to watch it, make sure it's late at night. If you have kids, make sure they're asleep. Yeah, you've been warned. But yeah, it's a very visceral type of film, man, and a lot of twists and turns. You're not sure where these characters are going, but man, when certain plot points start getting revealed, this film is flipped on its head, and you're in for a ride, man. All right, so number 18, I have probably one of my biggest surprises of the year because I was not expecting anything from this movie. The trailers didn't look that great to me, but it's Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves. I don't play this game at all, so I don't know much about the Dungeons and Dragon world. But as a film, oh my God, amazing! This spent some time in my top 10 of the year. That's how much I loved it. It blew me away. Chris Pine is just as charismatic as ever. What really surprised me is how hard hitting and amazing this action here was. I'm not sure who choreographed the action, but man, top tier. All these mystical beasts, the CGI was wonderful. But honestly, it's just the venture itself, dude. It was fun, man. It was a fun time at the movies. This was earlier in 2023, so yeah, it really surprised me, and that's why it's number 18. And at number 17 is another surprise, and it's actually another game, to say the least. But this is actually a game I played, and it's a Gran Turismo. Now, what's different about this one is that it's not only based on the game itself, but this is based on a true story. Believe it or not, it's set around, I guess, a particular contest that the game did, where they had people that play games actually get to race the cars and stuff like that. And the story, oh my God, amazing, absolutely amazing. And the fact that it had the true story elements in it, man, really took this film above and beyond. Because I was a little bit curious. I'm like, how are you gonna make a Gran Turismo film, a film about a realistic racing game. You feel me? So yeah, that was a bit surprising. But what I also like is how creative it was. Like when the main character is racing, they put you in, what is it, the third person feel, where you could see the racing, you see the little gadgets, emblems, and stuff like that when you're racing pop up on the screen. So it felt like you were actually playing the game, which was pretty cool, man. I really enjoyed that. So next up, I have a number. This is number 16. This also spent quite a bit of time in my top 10, and I don't know if I could say this was a surprise because I knew who was behind the scene and directing it, and that's Barbie. Barbie is a fantastic movie. Oh my god. It exceeded all my expectations. I knew it would be good. You have Margot Robbie, Ryan Gosling, and yeah, what more can you say about that? But I was a little bit shocked and surprised how real and personal this film is. It tackles a lot of issues that women in general have and society as a whole. Man, they took a film that or a product that's a plastic doll, a kid's toy, and they turned it into this real life film, an event, man, and they blew it out the park. In my opinion, Ryan Gosling is 100% locked for best supporting actor nomination in the Oscars, man. Taking Ken, a Barbie doll, and making him relatable and funny at the same time, man. The performance was amazing. Gerda Gerwig is just a phenomenal director, man. And as soon as I saw her name attached, I knew I was on board, man. There's not much to say about Margot Robbie. I can't think of a single role that she's ever been in that she did not just absolutely annihilate, and it's no different here. And number 15 is it's a movie that's quite dear to me. I love a lot, and it's one of my favorite directors working right now, coming back because it's been a while since he made a film, probably like 3 4 years, something of that nature. But it's The Killer. Wow. And this is David Fincher film, by the way, and he's playing in new territory, the thriller action realm. He doesn't usually get involved in action like that, and man, did he knock it out the park, bro. Oh my god. The opening scene sequence really set tone to what type of film this was gonna be, man. And man, oh man, oh man, I would have loved a little bit more action in here because there's probably like one real action set piece, and but it's okay though. It's okay because the type of story that they were going for is a more psychological. And it's expected as David Fincher. It was less action, more story, and man, fantastic, bro. Michael Fassbender, thank God, bro, he got this role because as of late or the past 5 or so years, I don't know what agency he has, but he should have fired him a long time, and I'm hoping he did because the roles that they've been giving him, he's too talented of an actor to not be in great films. And thank God this film was great because yeah, he knocked it out the park as this. Um, what I can't even say it's a character that doesn't have feelings because he gets on a mission and the result of it is because of his feelings and stuff like that. It's just this film is just unexpected at times. Certain things that happen, man, and yeah, they take it up a notch, man. I really love The Killer. At number 14, I have Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part One. This is a little bit disappointing for me. Not the movie. I clearly I like the movie. It's in my honorable mentions, but the last Mission Impossible Fallout was my number one film of the year that it came out. I think it was 2018. So call me crazy. I had the exact same hopes for this, hoping in it will be that good. This film is still better than 85% of spy espionage type films that are being made today. But as far as Mission Impossible films, it went down a notch a little bit. But that being said, man, this film is still good, great, fun. Tom Cruise giving it his all. The choice of having the AI as like the main villain, I could kind of get behind that because of the times that we live today. AI is a main villain in the world in real life, so it's kind of cool to see them play with that. My issues was the human aspect as far as the villain goes. It was a little wooden. I didn't really feel for that character. I didn't feel the presence of that character like that, but it wasn't, I guess, really about him. It was about the team itself, man. And Tom Cruise, like I said, did his thing. The stunts were phenomenal. The train sequence was epic, absolutely epic. But I'll say you do feel like this was a part one of a part two, and I gotta take some dings, man, because movies are, in my opinion, are supposed to be able to stand alone on themselves. But it felt part one of a part two, but still great in its own right. And number 13, man, I had this film ranked high. I'm talking high, high when I first seen it, but I just seen too many bangers for the rest of the year. That's why it trickled down a little bit, and that's Air. Air is phenomenal. Air most likely will get nominated for. Well, actually, no, because it's been out. I believe this movie came out in March or around that time, so it's weird. The Oscars seem to punish people that release movies early, but Air Man is a fantastic movie. It follows the creation of Air Jordan, and it's less focuses on Michael Jordan, the basketball player, but the shoe itself and Nike as a company, man. And it was phenomenal. Great performances, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, man. Oh my God, blown away. And yeah, the ability to keep this film that's about sneakers, basketball sneakers, so intense and exhilarating. Man, Viola Davis as Michael Jordan's mom. Yeah, it's probably the best. You know what? I can't even say that because we've had some really good acted films, but Air is just phenomenal. It tickled my fancy, like some people would say, because I'm an avid basketball fan. Like I grew up in sports and basketball, so this was very fantastic, fascinating to me. And Jordan's a goat, so I had to check it out. Now, number 12, man. Oh my God, this one pains me that it did not make my top 10 of the year. I left the theater watching this movie. In my mind, I'm like, oh yeah, this is definitely gonna be in my top 10. I don't see there being nine plus more better movies than this throughout the year, and I was almost right. But yeah, that is Creed 3. And if you know me, you know how I feel about this franchise. I love the franchise. Michael B. Jordan is one of my favorite actors working right now. He's from my stomping ground, so it hits a little different. But yeah, this is his first time being a director, and man, oh man, oh man, did not skip a beat, man. Knocked it out the park, bro. This kid is just talented. At the end of the day, the story was interesting, making it a little more personal for his character, Adonis. So it was cool. What I know it's kind of taboo to mention Jonathan Majors, but he he does what he does. Jonathan Majors, the actor, is extremely talented, and he brought it here. So intense and hard hitting. Probably any given other year, this would definitely be in my top 10. And I'm a look at all these pops I have here. As you can see, I'm an avid anime fan, man, and Michael B. Jordan is too. And to see him infuse anime into live action like this was so cool. It took a very unique approach with the boxing aspect. Ryan Coogler, the first time it felt very visceral and real. Here it was more, like I said, it's based on anime, so it's a little more high fantasy as far as that go. But it didn't ruin the movie at all. It just added and made it unique in itself, man. So yeah, Creed 3 is my number 3 spot. And the last film that I'll be mentioning for my honorable mentions is The Covenant. Guy Ritchie, man. Still cranking out bangers, man. Oh my God, this film is intense. Ooh, that's the best way I could describe this film. It follows Jake Gyllenhaal, who is in the army, dealing overseas. But I don't want to get too in depth with it because this movie is shocking, absolutely shocking. And this the movie as a whole is shocking because of who's behind it. Guy Ritchie, he's very stylistic. He has a particular style and how he makes his films. So him being making this type of film is him being outside of his box and comfort zone, and he absolutely crushed it, man. Jake Gyllenhaal is one of the best working actors today, and I need to give him his flowers because so for some odd reason, when they talk about best actors, he doesn't really get mentioned as much as he should, man. Because he, in my opinion, is top notch. He's a chameleon when he gets on screen, and he was that here, man. He carried the film, man. Absolutely fantastic, bro. I was blown away, man. I definitely recommend it. It's also on Prime. Prime as well, man. And it, yeah, my number one film of well, my number one film. What am I talking about? This is honorable mentions. My number 11 and top honorable mention film is The Covenant, man. Excellent film. And there you have it. My honorable mentions for the year. Look out for my top 10, my real top 10 of the year. So if you could see these 10 films not making it, just imagine my top 10 to say the least, man. And thank you for just chilling and joining me today, man. And till next time, I'm Kevin Demos. I'm out.